Hello guys, how you all doing? I'm good myself, and like Sunday, you know what that means on this channel. I will always bring you content. Every Sunday I'll give you something as to like what to look for, to look out for in the next coming week. So if you're new here, make sure that you subscribe and you hit the bell icon. And those ones that have always been with me, they know how we've been rolling here. And if you've been monitoring all the trade ideas that I give, you'll see that most of them they play out perfectly. Right, man. So the last time I gave you something on Nasdaq, like you can see, I think it was 5 days ago. That was when we were having sort of this engulfing bar here, and we were saying this is a sign of the bears, and they could push to the nearest area of support, and they did exactly that. From there they pushed up, and then we will just see if that changed anything on the structure. So let's go and start with as always, we start with our highest time frame. Let's remove this so that we can check if there's any changes on the structure. Let's see. So this is our monthly. We won't find much because of what we still know that the price turned from the monthly support, the support gain control, and we said on monthly it seems like the price is trying to move from that support and reach for this resistance, and it's slowly getting there. We've been talking about it, the uptrend coming, or even the time when we're still around there, if you've been on this channel. So make sure that you stay until the end so that we can just see how the structure is now and what to expect going forward. So let's check on weekly. On monthly, that's all that we had. Same thing on weekly. On weekly, we had the trend line there, and we have this as the strongest support that we can find on this time frame. Because after forming that support, what the price did is just it moved up like that, and when it was doing that, it broke the trend line and it broke the area of resistance. So that support is very strong. Should the price pull back to it one day, pull the trigger. But we are not saying, I don't want to predict a pullback and say it's going to come here now and do that. I'm just saying the day it decides to come back, you have got every right to look for trades to go long here because of what this level did. So now that this has been taken out, it means on this time frame, because remember I always tell you about marking the support, the nearest support and the nearest resistance, so that you can say on this time frame the price is trying to come from this level to go to that level. So that if you are saying the time frame is bullish, it means the support, you're going to use it to look for trades, and then the resistance, you're going to use it to exit your trades, because that's a room for the sellers, the resistance. So if you are holding a buy trade and you're hitting a resistance, you can't just predict that the resistance is going to be broken, because you are going to be disappointed many times. So if you are someone that trading these higher time frames, you still have enough room to go there, but you can't just go and open a buy now and say it's going to go up there, because you can see how the price moved up. Already the price is exhausted. It was just one long ride to the upside. It can still pull back nicely and then continue like that, but we are saying on weekly you are halfway, more than maybe 60% there to reach the opposite level. So if you get moving down, if you get reasons to go short, you can still short because of where you are. You're just in the middle, but you need to understand that the bias is to that zone. Same thing that we said on monthly. So on monthly, okay, let's see, this is interesting because the monthly level starts slightly lower than the weekly one. So let's see if we can put a horizontal line where the monthly line zone starts. So it's somewhere around, I'm not sure if it's gonna let me place it somewhere around there. So let's go back to weekly. So somewhere around here, that's where you have your monthly. So if you are trading weekly, you shouldn't just say I want you to get into this weekly resistance. You know that here you're starting a monthly, so you can still exit here, because the price can still feel this hit from the monthly resistance and still turn before hitting your weekly resistance, which is why when you're trading, it's important that you check what's happening on the other time frames. You don't just make decisions on one time frame. Let's move down to daily, and what we spoke about the other day when we can remove this for now and this one for now because they are just too big. So when we were doing the last analysis on Nasdaq, we had marked this. Remember, that's the one that I said we had said, let me just show you. This was the support that we marked somewhere around there, and the price was giving us an engulfing, and I said this is an engulfing at a nice area of resistance on daily, so the price can still push to the downside, because a bearish engulfing, it's a sign that the bears are sort of kicking in. So I said the price can still push to the next opposing support, which is this one. So the price pushed down to the support before taking off, which is something that I showed you guys last week. Yes, it was last week, and it did exactly that. So now that the price is currently like this, we need to have a daily trend line. You cannot call yourself a price action trader, but yet you can't put like sort of an accurate trend line, or you can't draw accurate zones. You don't know which areas on your chart are sensitive. You see, this is what you have. This is what you have currently. So you can see that the price is right at the peak of this daily resistance, right? And we still have enough room, decent room, before we can hit that opposite resistance, which is the monthly one. Remember the horizontal line? I said that's where the monthly zone starts. So should the price break it like that, it means this will not be there. Now we've got enough room to hit that, and then if you get a pullback, you can take it from here and then hope that it will push to that. You see, that's only if it breaks that level, because if you're looking to buy now but yet you are inside the area of resistance, you haven't broken it, that's too risky. Rather, if you are interested in buying, wait for the price to break it, go to the other side, so that when it pulls back, you can hope that it will go up, because this won't be there anymore. Because you can buy and hope, and then the price will still come back and then break that, and then maybe retest and still go down, and maybe go to that weekly. Remember that weekly zone? I said, should the price come back to it one day, this one, I said, should the price come back to it one day, you are going to look for buying trades from this. You see, so we do all depend on what the price is going to do from here. So we were on daily, right? So that's what we're having. We're saying it will, if you want to continue buying, it will make sense if it goes up like that. And if you want to continue selling, it's no longer a good idea, because of what I always tell you, that the more a level is tested, the weaker it gets. It's no longer a good idea. And you can see the price is creeping up. This was the sort of a first test, second test, third test, fourth test, the fifth one, and now it's getting to the extreme, or the highest point of that zone. So it can still break it. You can see that the sellers now are struggling to contain this. Usually they would just turn here, test it, go down. But now if you're going too deep into the zone, there you can see that the sellers now, they are struggling to really contain the price. Let's do the last time frame, this one, or maybe we can even add the H1, and then we will see how the price looks from there. And then let's see the trend line here. It will look slightly different. Remember this one, it's a daily trend line. It was drawn on daily. Whenever you move to a different time frame, you have to make sure that you assess that time frame as like an individual time frame. You must not use something you found on daily to come and influence your structure on H4. You must look at H4 as an individual on its own, and then after you have concluded on what is happening on H4, that's when you can try and link it to what you saw on daily. Because you can't just use this daily trend line to make decisions here without having to assess the structure here first. You must always make sure this is a thing on its own. And that day when we were talking about the pullback, it was something like this, and then it moved down, and then I said you can get like a sort of a pullback to that, and then that's when it came down to that area of support on daily. This one, when we were getting the engulfing, this was when it pulled back and then into the support. I gave you that in the previous video. If you don't remember it, you can just go and watch it. You'll see that I will always give you something that is like high odd, what the price is most likely to do from there. I'm not saying I know how the market behaves, but I'm saying based on the current structure, this is what is most likely to happen, which is something that even the guys in the mentorship, they know that I always try and simplify this for them, so that they, at the end of the day, whenever they open a chart and go into the time frames that they trade, they can be able to do exactly what I show here, that I'm showing you here, so that they know how to tackle the market, what is it that they need to look out for, and when they are looking for trades, what kind of trades, and then where exactly again they're going to be searching for trades, and what is it that they're going to look for or wait for as like form of confirmation. So that's what I teach in the program. That's why, initially when I started this, I was just teaching here on YouTube, and then some guys, they said they wanted me to sort of mentor them, and I agreed. So now they are almost done, and I'll be taking in the second group. So I think we're still missing a person or two for the second group. So let's say, because remember I said this is a daily trend line, we need to adjust it so that it becomes what, H4 trend line. So remember, the reason why I'm putting it here is because I said when you're drawing your trend line, we need these points, the swing highs and the swing lows, and the price must give us, this was a high, it must give us a higher high for us to have a trend line. So in this case, this was a high, and if you compare the current price, definitely it went higher than this. I don't know, unless if you are blind, definitely you can see we went higher than this point there, which means we have got a higher high, which is where we could put the thing. We could put, okay, I think we should do it this way. Let's go back to daily so that I can place a horizontal line and remove this and remove so that we can see exactly where this is starting, because now it becomes a mess when I'm trying to analyze on H4 and there's already a zone there that's just all over the place. So let's see. Yes, that's where the zone ends. So we can see that we are exactly at the end of that, or slightly broke it, or just at the end of that. So now this is the nearest what area of support on H4. This, should the price break that thing, that 13576, should it break it to the other side, and then when it comes back, it means that resistance will be out. You can look to buy from this. And now if you are buying, it means that because when you are buying, will be that the price has broken the resistance, it has opened a room to the next one, and the next one reset this horizontal line. That's where the monthly area of resistance starts. So we still have enough a decent room for us to get there, which is why we are saying, should the price open the space, or break the resistance, it means that resistance will not be there anymore, it won't exist. We will be targeting the next zone, which is going to be up there. So the only way you can buy from this, if the price comes back without breaking that resistance, it's not a good idea for you to buy. Why? Because the price is coming from a daily resistance. I cannot try, the daily resistance is pushing down towards your H4 support. I cannot try and push against the daily resistance using H4. I can't fight daily with H4, which is something that most people, they usually neglect, and it ends in tears for them. So you need to, before you decide to take a zone, you need to ask yourself, where is the price coming from for it before it comes to my level? Where is it coming from? Is it coming from any significant level on the higher time frames? If yes, then nope, I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna take that trade. But if that significant level is taken out and then we come back, we know that the resistance doesn't exist anymore, we will be allowed to buy from this. So that's something that you should look out for. Just look out for how the price opens up there, then it will tell you if it breaks that, or if it's just gonna continue to the downside, and then the support resistance is surviving again. You see, usually I end here, but let's just check H1 net for control, just to see if there's anything here on H1. There's really nothing, because if you check in terms of a trend line, because each time frame can have its own trend line, so you can still put it the same way you had on H4, which is like that. And again, the way you draw your zone, it will still be around the H4 zone. So it's the same thing. Should the price up there break that push the price above the resistance on daily, and then when you're coming down around this H4, H1 trend line, you are allowed to buy at that trend line, or at this H4, H1 support, you are allowed to buy. But if the price is coming down without breaking there, it means it's sort of reacting from that daily resistance. We're not allowed to take trades. So you wouldn't take trades. Sometimes the price can just come back. If it comes down like that, and then it means it broke H4, a bullish trend line, and it broke the support. You can see that the sellers from that week dailies area of resistance are very strong. That's when you can say we broke all those key structures of an uptrend. Then you can wait maybe a pullback toward the nearest resistance on this time frame, and then hope that it will push to the downside. That's only if so. Those are the two outcomes you can look out for. If it comes down without breaking the resistance, you are not going to trade this. You will hope that maybe it will break, and then you can take a retest to the downside. But if it breaks that resistance before coming back, everything is still bullish. The bulls have open space to the nearest, to the next resistance. Then it means you are allowed to join them on a pullback from around there. So I think I'm gonna end it like that. So we will just see how it plays out. We'll just see how it plays out. And for those that are interested in the mentorship, like I said, already I have about 8 guys or 9 guys, and I want 10 max. I don't want a big group. So the current group, there are 8. It's very easy for me to know all of them on a personal level, to say, oh, this one, even their voice, they sound like this. And even when you're doing the one-on-one sessions, I know who is who needs more attention than the other. But if the group is too big, it's going to be difficult for me to give everyone like a full attention, which is why I'm saying that I only need 10 max. So you can just text me on Telegram if you are interested, and then we will take it from there. But otherwise, you can, if you can't, it means you'll just be relying on the videos that I put on YouTube. So that's it. We'll meet maybe on Wednesday, when the structure is maybe few candlesticks more, and then we'll see how it plays out. And then from here, I'll make US 30, and then maybe VIX 75. But VIX 75, I did it not so long ago, so I'll do US 30 as well. Then I'll see you midweek. Sharp.